We have a panel discussion headed by Professor CV Chandrasekhar, sir. He's unquestionably one of the best gurus today, and I don't believe that there is any dancer, myself included, who has not been affected by his style and his teachings. We're very proud to have the Nritya Chudamani awardee of this year, Saswati ji, with us. She needs no introduction. We're all blown away by the beauty and the majesty of your dance. Thank you. We have a very young dancer, Veena Basavarajaiah. She's a contemporary dancer who's had training in multiple disciplines of dance. We're very happy to have you here as part of our panel.
So
thank you.
Today, I would just in 4 sentences try to, I'm supposed to sum up something about the morning session. And we have had 4 very, very interesting, very beautiful presentations by very well-known artists. And all that I want to share at this point about the first presentation of Leela and Balakrishnan is I thought it was the whole idea I feel is going back to Rukmini Devi's vision of her dance dramas, because the first dance drama where Kathakali was used as part of the dance drama was Kumara Sambhavam in 1947, when some of the characters entirely did Kathakali, and the women dancers and some characters like Manmatha, which I remember. So it was all in Bharatanatyam, but it was such a beautiful confluence of the two styles, and we have never felt, particularly I have never felt uncomfortable because none of us, I think those of us who have seen Kalakshetra's dance dramas know how the male characters have, because she felt that Kathakali would go very beautifully with those male characters, and that this confluence also, although both the styles are parallel, very different in presentation, but she had brought them together. And today we saw a glimpse of 2 very great artists coming in confluence. I think it's a reminder of the work done by my mentor, and I think many more such experimentations will enrich our understanding of coming together. In the presentation of Lakshmi Vishwanathan, it really took me back to the years when I used to watch Balamma dance to the music of Mother Jayamma, and it's that experience of having seen them together on stage where I never felt dance and music was something different. It was one visual, both visual and oral, although they are parallel streams, but they always came together when we saw Balamma's dance. And Balamma was a great singer also. We used to hear her, when she did her padams, she would always sing in between. And that was the paddhati of the old dancers as well, that they all sang, not like many of our present-day dancers for whom music is very alien. So it brought me nostalgic memories of those performances. it was not just Balamma who sang and danced, but Jayamma singing. She was almost dancing when she was singing. I just give one example of, I don't know, I'm no Jayamma, but anyway, when she sang those padams, there's so much of abhinaya as part of the of her singing. It's so different. The speed also goes fast. But the way the Jayamma used to sing, I mean, what we talk, that musically, she would bring all those nuances into the music. Similarly, I had similar experiences when I was in Banaras listening to Siddheshwari Bai and Girija Bai when they sang. The pronunciation of the words would give so much of meaning. If it is Banarsi Tumri, if Girja Devi was singing, she would never say, Koyaliya bole, Koyaliya bole. The word, a difference of Koyaliya and Koyaliya is that local tinge or touch of that gharana was so visible in the music. So the music and dance, they are twin arts. I think they don't exist. They're not parallels, but they are always together. It's not that they meet somewhere, but according to me, I think they're always together. They don't separate.
I'll cut the history and I'll actually come to the present. I'm actually looking at corporate performances. The current word, according to Anmol Velani of India Foundation for the Arts, which is a major philanthropic organization of India, is that corporate funding is the way forward. He actually said that art would survive and the patronage would come from the corporates from now on. The corporate, especially after 1990s liberalization, a lot of international companies came in and there were a lot of private companies which started as well. And we, along with that, we need to see what is happening because of economic liberalization. We are seeing the growth of dance companies. Dance companies, legal entity was never heard of before the 1990s. So now we have dance companies like Artist, we have Nritya, STEM, Nrityagram, Daksha Seth Dance Company, we have more and more companies coming up. So it's a legal entity which is very different from how dance artists existed before the 1990s. There were individuals, there were institutions, there were gharanas, there were Guru Shishya Paramparas. They existed through a lineage. Now they exist as a legal entity. And how are they being funded? They are getting money from the corporations. They are getting money from capital in companies which are interested in making profit, interested in making more money, a little bit more money. Cut it short. Okay. I need to quickly finish. So we're looking at just looking at artists, how they're making their compromises in order to make a living these days. Are we doing long hour performances? Are we cutting short our performances for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, say half an hour? Or what are we presenting? Are we presenting slow javalis, padams and long varnams? What kind of costumes are we wearing? What kind of music are we using? How is our presentation changing? Based on, just to make a living, we are making a lot of compromises and aesthetic and artistic choices in order to just survive. My question is, as practitioners and performers and the perpetrators of the art form of Bharatanatyam, do we have any agency? If we do, then how much of it do we exercise in our work and in the way we present and execute our work? Have we moved on from looking at art as means of upholding ecclesiastical and national ideologies, or are we just manufacturing art for economic reasons? Does professionalism merely mean the ability to make a living out of a vocation? If art has indeed become a commodity and artists are manufacturers of art, then is agency limited to those with power and wealth only?
Veena?
Two things I would like to share. Not only spontaneously or for a short period, Maharaji has spoken about sharing and taking from Kathakali and keeping it in the form, this feet position as ghin in dance. This position did not exist in Kathak. Takita, takita, ghin. If I have the mic or a wooden stage, the ghina really sounds as ghina. No other step could have been so. And that has been adapted, like we use it for all time. Or the Therakwa Khasab's some chalan which made Maharaji to create dinner. And so many other things which have stayed. I believe Shamu Maharaji stayed with Balamma for a long time. So did Maharaji. And Balamma was very touched and impressed by to sometimes use it instead of the other form which Bharatanatyam usually uses. So this ongoing process of sharing and I don't know if it's called confluence or inspiration or sharing, but this has been so beautifully blended over years. And of course, as I said, I would love to come back sometime and share really some very important ideas which have come. As Maharaji has always said that disciplined posture of Bharatanatyam is so beautiful, the angles, the lines, which Kathak dancers were not using in totality, most of them at least, and we were like more into speed and rhythm.